I'm going to geek out on this one because, again, there's so much information on this stupid picture that tells 1,000 words just by a couple of literal letters that we're looking at. In constraints, which are being highlighted right now, they're going to be either labeled as a D or an O. And by the way, using whatever software might be interesting on getting that set up. Now, again, remember, we're going to be using some type of determinant to let us know which one we're going to be using, discriminator, in order for which one we're going to be using. But what does it mean? So first is the disjoint subtypes. It can be one or the other. It can't be both. The only one that's a disjoint really here is from student. A student can either be a graduate or an undergraduate, but it can't be both. Can't be both. The rest of them are an overlapping subtype. A person can be an employee and be a student. An employee can be an administrator and a professor. It can be both. That is using the O for overlapping, which is where it can be both, or D, it has to be a disjoint, so it's got to be a graduate student or an undergrad. So that stupid little D or O makes a big difference when it comes to constraints. The almost last part of the overall diagram is these double bars or single bars that you see. This can be complicated, and that's why they put the chart here, and it's the same chart that's in your book here, is that it does need to worry about if it is overlapping or disjointed. Sounds like discrete math again, huh? So what I want you to do for this is just, I'm going to do this, is I'm going to focus on my two overlapping items. So from person down to employee, this is overlapping and it's a total. So that would be this one right here. So it says that every supertype occurrence is a member at least of one of the subtypes. Okay? And then the subtype discriminant cannot be null, which makes sense because you have different types we have here. And then subsets are not unique. It's fine with this one. This one's a little different. It is a partial and an overlap. So that's being highlighted right now. The supertype has optional subtypes. So it could just stay with employee. The subtype discriminant can be null to help us realize that, hey, it's not one of these two. And then the subtype sets are not unique. This one gets a little bit weedsy, and hopefully I'll come up with another example here in your homework, so we'll go over that a little bit more. But this one gets deeper into the weeds here when we get to the complete discreteness, or just gets a little bit into the weeds when we talk about complete or completeness constraints.